Hey guys, Dylan here, and today we are doing another episode of Club Spin. I think this is the 12th episode, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it's the 12th episode. So today we are going to be talking about substitute Sonic games. A lot of people are very impatient when they're waiting for the new Sonic game, which is going to be Sonic Forces 2. And
Finally.
everyone just can't wait. So we each have a game we want to talk about that you can play. You can buy this right now on either Steam, the Switch, or whatever console you own. We'll mention what platforms our respected games are from, and we're each going to tell you about a game that is similar to Sonic but not quite Sonic. So are you guys excited about this? We all looked into our games and played the games before we did this show.
I am
finished
beyond
my game.
excited.
I finished my game.
Okay,
I've
so
definitely played my game.
so
No, but I
Dum-
finished it. I literally was just told about this 2 days ago, and I finished it within 2 days.
I didn't know we would like actually finish the games, just play them at some point.
finished the
I
game.
didn't finish my game.
I finished it.
Okay, Dumsville.
I
You
guess
start
Lord
first.
Danny is fully into the lore now.
Dumsville, you start first. Talk about what game you had.
Oh, I thought you were starting, but that's okay.
Oh,
I
wait,
can
wait,
start.
fuck. Sorry, I forgot it was me. Okay, I'm gonna start first. The game that I picked was Polyroll, and this is a game Danny hates because she sucks at video games.
I don't
But,
suck. It's
For me, Polyroll is an attempt to recreate the Master System Sonic games. It's a bit slower than your typical Sonic game. You don't build up momentum by running. It's a standard running speed the whole time. It doesn't feel too slow, doesn't feel too fast. It's just about right. The platforming is good, and it focuses on momentum gameplay, not through running, but through spinning in a ball and bouncing off of the walls. You can actually bounce into different areas and get secret hidden items by learning how to use the momentum of your bounces or your spins. And I think that's really interesting, and I'd like to see something like that implemented in future Sonic games, where you can bounce yourself off of the walls by rolling into a ball. That's actually really clever. It's very similar to Sonic, seeing how it has robotic enemies. It has a level that's almost identical to Mecha Green Hill Zone. And unlike regular Sonic in this game, when you go underwater, the music slows down into a vaporwave mode. And you don't drown underwater, so underwater segments are just lovely, and I like them. It's a nice pace breaker. You also get like power-up shields that do different things and protect you from different things, like a spike shield, which would be really cool, a bomb-dropping shield, and the classic fucking sucking in the rings shield, which is just magnets in this game. I'd say if you want like your standard Sonic experience, but you don't mind going at a standard pace and platforming normally, this would be the game for you. It's almost Sonic for a fucking T. He's even blue. And the Twitter community is actually really nice. They featured Taylor's artwork and a few other artists that I know artwork that drew Polyroll. So it's a nice community. They've entered their game multiple times in Sage, the Sonic's Amateur Games Expo. So they know it's a Sonic game. It feels like a Sonic game, and it's just a nice game that you can play. It's available on Steam, and I know the Switch, but it's probably available on other things too. It started on Android, and it's changed so much, and they still update it. As far as I'm aware, they still update it.
Let me look this up. Let me see what consoles it is on Polyroll. Yeah. It's on Switch and PC.
Yeah, it's a really good game. It's dirt cheap. Sometimes you can literally pick it up for $2 when it's on sale. It's a good game.
I don't know why the first image of the game is this random naked guy, but
what?
That's
Google Images.
That's all I've got to say about Polyroll, though. It's just a nice experience. The music is really good. The gameplay is really good. I like how the hub world works. I like how the levels work. All the bosses are fun. The bosses are kind of similar to Cuphead, less like Sonic, in that you have to remember the patterns of them, and you're going to die a lot, but as you keep dying, you just get better. And it has no life, so you just keep going. The game isn't over till you get tired of playing. And I think that's the best way to handle it. It will frustrate you at times, but I think it's worth playing.
I have never played it, but I will definitely check it out on a Steam sale.
I've played it, and yes, it's fun if you're willing to tolerate it.
If you're willing to die a lot.
That's
So
all
it's
I can say.
So it's like Dark Souls then.
It's like no, it's I will agree with Dylan. The bosses are like Cuphead. They don't go easy on you at any point.
You just have to keep fighting them till you get their patterns. And once you
There's
get
no
their
way
patterns...
you're gonna learn it. There's no way you're gonna learn it and do it first.
I almost forgot something. The life system. It's kind of like Sonic where you pick up rings, but the rings give you hearts, and you get more hearts to keep fighting. And the boss battles are littered with the diamonds, so you can keep, like, refilling your health. So it's not unfair. It's a pretty fair game. You just have to figure out what the patterns of the bosses are and fight them accordingly.
Isn't the only like main difference is you got to unlock certain places with the gems?
Well, yeah.
Well,
You have to get...
Really do that.
Well, no, you unlock a lot of the areas naturally as you keep going, but if you want to diverge from the path, you can get the gems to unlock paths early.
Oh.
Yeah, you can
Is
either
that-
you can go the story route where he just keeps following the paths, or you can unlock other paths early. But by the
When I
time...
played it didn't do that. I just eventually came to a stop and I needed gems.
Yeah. After you go through the basic story path, then you have to go to the hidden paths. But there is one set path you can go down for a while without needing gems.
Did I beat Polyroll without realizing it?
I don't think you beat Polyroll.
Oh.
But you
Okay.
can go a lot of places without finding the hidden gems, and the gems are hidden in fair places. I think that you have to really be bad at the game to not find the gems accidentally. But anyway, Dumbsville, onto your game. I would recommend Polyroll. I think it's a fair Sonic substitute. If you like
Alrighty.
Sonic 1 and Sonic for the Master System.
Alrighty. The game I chose is Spark the Electric Jester. It is a game I personally really enjoy because what it feels like, what I like about Spark the Electric Jester is that it is a game that is a lot like Sonic with speed-based gameplay, momentum-based gameplay. There's springs and everything. But one thing that adds to it are like these light Mega Man influences. There is combat in the game, projectiles, dashing. It feels like a more action, combat-oriented Sonic, and I really enjoy that about the game. Plus, the level design, in my opinion, is phenomenal. It really has these very clever levels that really subvert or kind of do a bit more with the average Sonic gameplay. I was surprised with how much of a genuine game this game feels like. It's a clever game with a lot of different powers, and I really enjoy the more combat-heavy focus on it.
If I'm not mistaken, the guy who made this game made before and after the sequel to Sonic fan games that are held to very high standards in the community.
I believe he did.
And
I'm pretty sure he did.
a lot of the sprite work in this game is derivative of that, but it looks really good. And it is like the most
I agree.
classic Sonic
The sprite work is fantastic. I would say we won't get where Danny's game is Freedom Planet, but I'd say Spark is slightly better than Freedom Planet because Freedom Planet can look a little bit bland in some areas, but I think that Spark kind of has more of like a more diverse art style.
I like that Spark had it had a story. I hate that you couldn't skip the cutscenes. I like the way they handled boosting, and I like the way they handled dropping and picking up power-ups. That was very nice. It's almost like Kirby in that regard, less like Mega Man, more like Kirby, which I know it has a lot of Kirby
I agree.
influences.
It's kind of a mix of it's a mix of Kirby too. It's a mix of it's mostly Sonic, but it also has influences from Mega Man and Kirby, and that really gives it its own identity. It's not just this is a Sonic game, but it's not Sonic. It also has an identity of its own that also differentiates it and makes it its own kind of game. Kind of like what I guess Klonoa did in a way, where it's its own game. You can see the influences, but it's still a game that isn't just Sonic but not Sonic. It's a game with its own identity, and it can be enjoyed on its own.
Would you recommend this, though, as a substitute Sonic experience for people who are really wanting Sonic but can't have Sonic right now?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because once again, this game stands out on its own, but also like as a Sonic replacement, it's great. So either way, you're gonna get a really good experience, a good Sonic-like experience that is also something that is also new, just like what we want from a Sonic game. So I'd say yes, I would recommend this. It is overall a very fun, well-designed game. It's on PC only, which is sad, but you can run it on basically anything. It's not a hard game to run at all.
And it's dirt cheap. And
Exactly.
I think Dumbsville has played these ones. The 3D games, do you think they're anywhere near the standard of like 3D Sonic games?
I played Spark the Electric Jester 2. And I beat it in 2 hours, and honestly, I'm not a massive fan of it. It does not, I think, really hold up to the potential it could have. It just feels it's very clunky. It's a very clunky game. I know it's the studio's first the guy's first 3D game, but as a 3D game, it just feels very clunky. You fall off of edges very easily. And it feels like more of a Sonic SDK game than a rival to the more polished 3D games. So I'd say it's an interesting experiment, but I would not say 2 is nearly as good, and I'd say it kind of struggles in a lot of ways.
Do you think it's worth the $20 price tag? Do you think people should pick it up for $20 just to experience like
no.
what it's doing?
I would not. If you're getting Spark 2, wait for a sale, because I beat the game in under 2 hours. So no.
Okay. And now let's move on to Danny. Danny, what was the game that you decided to pick up? And I know you just got this game, so it's a very new experience for you. Your emotions are fresh to it. Meanwhile, me and Dumbsville played our games for like at least a couple months.
Yeah, my game is Freedom Planet, and I went into it thinking it's not going to be that good. I just thought it's going to be like a very basic game, but actually, it did. What's the words? Like, it surpassed my expectations, because Freedom Planet is the way I see, and it's the way I imagine a Sonic game in Sonic's world, but without Sonic characters. That's how I imagine Freedom Planet, because it's got very similar mechanics to the classic games, but also I imagine the advanced games as well, because the older characters have these unique abilities you can use. There's also like voice acting, there's a good story. The character design and the pixel art is like the exact same as you'd imagine a Sonic sprite to look. So like the character designs themselves are heavily influenced from Sonic. The gameplay itself, the levels are very Sonic-like as well. You've got the loops, you've got every single mechanic from a Sonic game ever you can imagine, classic and the later 2D games. But the one thing that I picked up on was the bosses. I love them to bits, but some of the bosses made me want to cry.
No, are they hard?
They got progressively harder. So, and they didn't really give you any hints on what to do. So it kind of like Polyroll, where you just kind of go in and you have to learn. And the life system in this game, it's actually very forgiving, because you have, I think you can choose between having lives on or lives off. But even if you have lives on, and then if you have lives on and you get game over, you can still just continue from where you left off. But my biggest complaint with this game, though, is, well, not complaint, but my warning I'd give to people is the levels are incredibly long.
I have heard
most
that,
of the levels,
yeah.
Like the first level took me 10 minutes to beat, but every other level averaged at around 20 minutes.
Dear
and
God.
even when I was playing it again today, because I was replaying a different character story. Oh yeah, this game's got like different character story modes, just like Sonic games do. So like the same story but with different characters. So that's a good thing. But my main complaint is definitely that even when you're trying to play it really fast, the levels amount to about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And it can just bum you out a little bit because you don't see the end coming. You don't know why it's so long, you know? And even like the final level is split up into 4 different levels because it has to be that long.
God, that reminds me of like when I played Sonic 3 and Knuckles or Shadow the Hedgehog. Like when you want to play those games, they're just a heavy commitment. Cause like I like to sit down and play a game to completion, but with those games, you're investing a lot of time into it just for completion, and not everyone's down for that experience. But I'm glad that you've enjoyed playing it at least. So at least for people who don't mind picking up a game and dropping it, you can play like a level or 2 and then be done for that day.
Oh yeah, it's on. I think it's on pretty much every console at the moment. So it's on PS4, Switch, Xbox, and PC.
It's not on Xbox, actually.
Is it not?
It's not on Xbox.
I know it's on the fucking 3DS of all things, so it's been ported a lot.
Oh, and Wii U. I've heard it's on Wii U, but I don't think anyone plays the Wii U.
No one has it. I think it's
on
more
Wii U.
likely for the 3DS and the Wii U.
I looked it up right now. I don't see it on 3DS, but it was on Wii U and PS4 and Switch.
Maybe I'm
and
remembering.
PC.
Maybe I'm remembering that it got ported to Wii U of all things and not the 3DS.
Yeah.
But I could.
I'm looking on Wikipedia, and there's no 3DS port. Just a PC, all operating systems actually. Wii U, PS4, and Switch.
Really, they wasted their time on the fucking Wii U instead of the 3DS. That is terrible planning. That's like, didn't Mighty Number 9 also have a fucking Wii U port?
It had a 3DS port too. That's what Mighty Number 9 had, I think.
Oh, okay, maybe I was mixing up with Mighty Number 9. Why would you waste your time on the Wii U?
All right. My number 9 had a canceled 3DS and Vita port.
Why did everyone cancel their 3DS ports?
It's not powerful, I guess.
God, sad times all around. So, was there anything else you wanted to say about your game, Danny?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. Because I went in completely blind, thinking I wouldn't enjoy it. But to anyone who is thinking, "Oh, is it even like a Sonic game?" Yes, play it. If you want a Sonic game, play it because the characters are engaging. The soundtrack, by the way, is amazing. I've been listening to some of the tracks because they are so good. Oh my god!
And how much is this game?
It cost me £15, so around $15 for people in the US.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and for what you get, it's good. You know, even the voice acting and stuff. When I first heard it, I thought, oh, it's going to be really bad. But no, the people who are doing the voices are fully committing to their roles. The characters are all so unique and engaging. If you're going to play it, you definitely have to play.
That reminds me, actually, I'm sorry, Danny. You want to continue, and
I was just going to say, anyone who wants to play it, it gives you 2 characters to choose from to start, but I would recommend Lilac because her character is the most like Sonic's gameplay, and it's just the easiest compared to the other character you get given.
Okay, what were you saying, Dunsil?
I will say one complaint I have about Freedom Planet. The voice acting, some characters are really good. Then you have characters like that one duck guy who is clearly recording with like a different microphone in his home. He was like on like an Android phone or something. Just the mic quality is so inconsistent. It gets to like hunt down the Freeman levels. And that's one complaint I do have, which they're actually, I hear they're actually fixing that in the sequel. So
there's
that.
Well.
I don't think there's a sequel plan for Polyroll, but there are still sequels coming out for Freedom Planet and what was the other game, Dunsil? The one that you had? Spark the Electric Jester. Those are still ongoing franchises. How much did you pay for Spark, just so the audience knows?
I paid $8 for Spark, so it's even cheaper.
Okay, so Spark is... so price range, Freedom Planet is the most expensive. Spark is second, and then Polyroll you can get for an amazing $2 from time to time, but at most it's $10, so... It can be dirt cheap. It goes on sale constantly. So I'm going to put Polyroll's price at $2 because that's how it is most of the fucking time.
I know I just a couple days ago on Steam. It was like on sale for like $3.
Yeah,
So...
Pulley Roll is cheap. It has a set price, but
yeah,
it's
on
hardly
sale right
ever
now
at
on
it.
Steam for $3.
That's what
I
I'm
literally
saying.
got it for free when I got it. It was like on sale for £1, but I had like a discount, so I just got it for free. It's like, okay, jeez.
Pulley Roll is the cheapest option if you have to. Then, actually, it's kind of like that with gameplay too. I hear people say that Spark isn't as good as Freedom Planet. So I guess the price range reflects the quality of the games too, for the most part.
Possibly.
So we've had 3 different games that we looked at here. I think that these are 3 good games. They're available right now. You can go buy them. It's a good experience if you're just really wanting something to fill the void of a Sonic game. I know that we might have missed a game. I'm pretty sure we did. I know I didn't cover all the 90s platforming knockoffs or inspirations because I want to do a separate video for that, like a separate discussion for that. So if you're gonna say but Bubsy or but fucking Kamikaze Squirrel, one day we'll talk about Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel and Bubsy and Crash, but not today at all. So what do you think about this? Like, how do you guys feel? Because I had you play these Sonic inspired games. How is your experience overall?
I might be a furry now.
Oh no.
Very positive. It's interesting seeing what these developers can do with a formula and inspirations.
I feel the same way. Hopefully you guys are ready, because the next discussion we will be doing is definitely Halloween related, and I will try to get that out before Halloween. We got a lot of spooky videos in store. I might even change the background. I don't know if I will yet, but I might change the background for Halloween. Who knows? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this podcast. I had a lot of fun recording it. It's going to be a bit shorter than our usual podcast, but we didn't have a lot to talk about. We're mainly just recommending games for you guys. So go pick those up right now. We already mentioned where you can get them, what the prices are for them, and hopefully this discussion helped you find some games until you get Sonic Forces 2.
At long last.
With the cat story mode.
Finally.
No.
You got Shadow Story last time. Now you get Big Story.
I wanted Marine the Raccoon. Damn it. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. What do you guys have to say for our goodbye message? Like, what do you have to say before we go?
Suck my dick.
Okay, Danny.
I think I might be a Freedom Planet content creator now on Twitter. So if you see any fan art, don't at me.
Buy Pulley Rolls $3. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Later.